mess right here. That. Okay, y'all. I don't know. Hey, I'm using my phone yet again. Arizona, because it's 72 degrees in Memphis. I'm headed to work, y'all. I don't know if I come in and at all. I posted a video from a compilation type video vlog from the hotel stay and the craziness with that to finally get that out of my system, I guess, because I didn't realize how much trauma that stay had caused me. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if y'all look dirty, and you probably are. Child, I don't know. I didn't do too much this weekend. Well, I worked in my beauty space a little bit to do some things. And yet again, rearranging. Ooh, child. Anyway, so finally got the hotel trauma story completely out. Finally soaked off my nail polish this morning. Have to find my rings and stuff because I didn't wear them Friday to our 8th graders promotional ceremony. It's not a graduation. It's really an awards day, but you know, I didn't wear my jewelry because I didn't want to lose anything. You know how it is in a different location, and it was a mess. What is that? Yeah, I'm in a different location. I don't want to be moving, trying to hook up this and connect that, and something fly off and I can't find it. I knew that the air was not working properly in the auditorium, but still, for almost 25 years, I've been involved with promotional ceremonies for this particular location, and through my own doing, I always created like an end of the year type thing. If it wasn't the yearbook, of course, and then it was like a video, because from the district that I've come from, places I've come from, part of my degree, who I am, I create memories. That's who I am. And so it started. So over the different administrations, I've kept it up. Sometimes towards the latter, it began to feel like, oh, it's an automatic. Well, it's really not. It's not an automatic do for me or by me. And especially when the kids be a wild bunch. You know, if you work in a school, you know how you might have a group of 6th graders or a group of 1st graders or a high school group of 9th graders that come in. When they come in rowdy, and you know, oh, it's the 9th graders, it's the 10th, 11th. That whole stay is going to be off the chain. And that's what this particular group of 6th graders had been, because they were out during the pandemic and started, I want to say they started middle school right after the pandemic. So they had already missed a year and a half or 2 years of socializing or whatever, just being around other people per se. Child, they made up for it. I mean, I had never seen so many people playing so much, touching each other, drinking after each other, eating after each other. It's like, did you not realize what we have come through? But child, yeah, this group of 6th graders. But what's so interesting about middle schoolers, if you can find something, they are like, I guess like the little ones. They come in the 6th grade. Most of them are still, you know, oh, look at those little ones. Oh, look at them. And then they grow and they just mature because they hit puberty, baby. And that's a whole other thing in middle school. They hit puberty. They start getting taller and, you know, growing into their adult looks. And it's like, wow. And maturity. Some of them mature. Some of them don't. But, middle schoolers, child, I don't know. I think you have to be a special kind of person to be a middle school teacher. First of all, to be a teacher, period, an educator, period, of other people's children in large groups. Because it's a bunch of little personalities in one confined space, and you don't know who raised them, what kind of, ooh, child. Just like it takes, in my opinion, a special kind of person to be a nurse or a special ed teacher. It just takes a special type of person to do a certain type of job, you know? But, child, but nobody really told me. Now, mind you, I was off last Monday and Tuesday. but I still didn't have a plan or understanding of what was going on. So when I got back on Wednesday, it was, hey, we're gonna go over to this other place and have our event, not knowing myself what the facilities are. Happy birthday, Kai. Child, you texted me. I had to text my little cousin today. It's his birthday. And child, I often tell people, you couldn't pay me $3 million to go back to school as a middle school student. I mean, going through classes, being in the cafeteria, being a part. These children go through a lot. And when your child come home and tell you something, believe them or investigate. Because it's a whole... after 2020, oh, baby, it is... Whew, child. Anyway, so, but yeah, I didn't know what type of facilities. And I assumed the place had everything that we had. You know what I'm saying? Especially in terms of setup. Come to find out, they don't have anything like what we have in terms, and this is a high school. They don't have like the built-in projector, the let-down screen, or any of that. I heard them talking when I finally got the understanding of what might be there, because I didn't tour it. Oh, well, we could just, I don't know what they were going to show it on, project onto a wall. Now, I know a white wall can work. I know that. But I'm with 2024, when you got boards that are like big giant tablets that you could, anyway. So finally my principal asked the person if they had a what they call the Promethean board. Some people have smart boards and some people have Prometheans. We have a mixture. And I think the person must have said, yeah, we got one. So here I hear my principal telling this person on the other ear, oh yeah, I'm gonna send my media person over there. Media? Who is media? Who is the media person? See, here's what I know, and I'm telling you this. I get called everything but a librarian. And I'm hearing from other people. I've already sent him an email regarding this, but I'm hearing from other people that next year he talking about roping me into exploratory. I am a librarian. I want to be a librarian. I got a master's degree in library science to be the type of librarian for students that I had, that encourage the love of reading, vocabulary development. You know, it's not about bubbling in the right answer on a test that they've taught you and fed you. Life is, when you get it, you make the connection. You make the real life connections based on your understanding. Now, your understanding don't have to come from a standardized test to where you are bubbling in the right answer. Understanding and knowledge and learning is when you can see if something, assess it, figure it out, and then make the right decision about it. People have really come to rely on standardized tests for everything to measure. But sometimes it's just common dang gone sense. Do you have common sense? And to me, common sense is, do you have common sense? Can you figure out something? Can you deduct things? Can you add, subtract, multiply, divide? Can you read? Can you interpret? You know, common sense, everyday things. Because there are things I learned in school that I use right now. But there are also things I learned in school that, child, a Punnett square, I ain't use that for nothing, but it could be beneficial if I was in the medical field to understand what type of child you're going to have if you mix this and that. Okay? Anybody. Okay? I mean, so what I used in school that I still use, of course, reading skills, math skills, but it's still just the basic adding, subtracting, know how to count my money, make change. If the calculator is not working, if the computer is not working, I give you a $5 bill and for my food or whatever item, and it's $1.83. What's my amount of change I'm gonna get back? The best way I would tell the person, if figure out, okay, from 83 to 100, what is that? Then do the big number. Even if you're not strong in math, you can figure out. Then if you gotta use your fingers, baby, put them in your pocket and count. But I don't think the students generically speaking are getting what they need in terms of public education. Now, I don't know what they're doing back there at the rich people problems. I assume that they give them all that they need because the parents are paying a bundle for them to go to school. And some kids might be on a voucher because you know how these states are now. They're allowing them to take funds from public education to go over to them people's schools. And please know, I am a 100% product of public education from the state of Mississippi, and I think I know a lot. When I first got here in this city, I was working at one of the better schools. I don't know if you can see the air quote, but the better schools. It was a school, they called it an optional school. And I'm coming from Mississippi that had, just school. So this particular school, parents used to camp out at in order to get a ticket to get your child to go there. Now the kid could be from any part of the city. Now typically schools are zoned by location and where you live. So if you live at this particular area of the city, this is the school that you are zoned for. I guess like voting in a way. So that's whatever. But then some schools, like an optional school, you might have you can test into the school. If your child was test smart enough to pass a certain level, like ACT type of thing, but the measurable, whatever your score was for the bubbling test, they will possibly consider accepting you to go there. And it was at that time, if you know Memphis, Mayor Willie Harrington, his grandson was there. I had a lot of city council people's kids and grandkids there. Some of the big shot mega church preachers' kids were there. And then you just had regular kids whose parents were like, listen, education is important. Now, this is an opportunity for you to not go to the school in the neighborhood that, you may not get the better education because whatever reason, they didn't feel that the neighborhood school, was up to, it might have been a level 1 or something like that. So, oh, child, what is all of this? Oh, child, he got a bunch of rocks behind him. All and nothing but a bunch of windshield breaker. But yeah, so that was their opportunity to get their child into a better school. And I saw a lot of kids excel. They were always winning awards and the top of this and winning that because you got the cream of the crop. But in my mind, coming through assessing everything was like, well, why can't all schools function like this? Why can't you set the bar high, for all schools? But whatever, child. But it was just an interesting experience. But now I don't think it's quite as, because everything has changed in terms of student achievement. I mean, I think it's still a good school from what I hear, but it's still not like it used to be. And just to getting back to my experience, people just assume that I am going to always do, look at this Audi, got their tire all in my lane. People assume I am going to always do blah, 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 blah. Sometimes I get, and it's going to sound crazy, but I get tired of being responsible. I get tired of always doing the right thing. You don't get tired of doing the right thing, but when you see other ineptness around you, it gets to be a little annoying. Why should I? If everybody else is around me able to blah blah blah. No, I'm not talking about breaking no rules or doing nothing illegal or anything like that. But I'm just saying in terms of, they making the same check I'm making, but they ain't trying to earn their money. You know what I'm saying? But then when stuff, give it to her, let her do it, or assume I'm going to do it. But then you still want me to do other stuff. Child, because I let my principal know in an email, I want to be a librarian. And then I just sent him a long email. Oh no, what is this up here? Child, what they got going on up here? Child, I don't know what we got going on. What line are we supposed to be in? Child, I should have went down that way. What is this? I don't know. Child, what lane are we supposed to be in? That's the turn lane right there. This is a mess. What lane are we supposed to be in? Oh, gosh. Wow. This is crazy. What lane are we supposed to? Child, that was a hot mess. Okay. But whatever, that's the way it is. But so I don't know where I was, but yeah, just doing the right thing when it seems like other people are not. I mean, I'm gonna always stick true to my character, but there are some things that I don't have to do. That some things are not in my job description, and then, you know, like I've always said, a lot of times you'll have new leadership that come, and then they'll feel like, oh, well, you're so smart. Basically, is what it sounds like. You're so smart. I want you teaching. I want you doing this. Well, that's not what the school district or the state of Tennessee has for me to do. You know? But by the same token, over the years, I have been able to reach children through library classes that either are come down through like a certain department. Everybody bring their kids, so therefore I still get a break. I still have some continuity or some type of schedule. So if I'm coming down with Miss Jones class, or Miss Jones classes are coming, for that day I follow Miss Jones' schedule. Or the next day might be 8th grade with Miss Brown or Mr. Brown's classes or whoever. So that means that day I'm on that particular schedule. And that works for me, as opposed to trying to segment me into a population of, oh, we're going to make you exploratory. And teach what? There is no curriculum for whatever people decide they want me to do. Now, if you want me to be a babysitter, just say it and I can get the phone down. And that's what it feels like. You know, you've got all of these teacher shortages and jobs and people who want to teach, you know, and all of these things. But teaching is not like it used to be, first of all. And then they're not making the teachers like they used to make them. You know, I hate to say it, but sometimes it's true. Those who can do and those who can't teach. Now, and I'm saying about my own profession, but that says a lot of people over the years have decided they've been aerospace engineers, or they've been blah, something, you know, technical, this, that, but something didn't work out or whatever. And then, oh, now they're teaching something sort of related to what they're good in school. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just complex, but please don't bring your hand out here and run over us. But, you know, I think I'm over it, y'all. That's what it is. I need to go on and retire. But it would be considered early. You know what I'm saying? So I like my particular setup for a particular budget. Now, if I wanted to, I could absolutely go. But I should be able to finish out if I want to. It should not be, oh, I'm so uncomfortable, I'm so unhappy, I'm miserable, I'm just gonna go and retire. I'm not even there yet. Honestly, that's where I am not. I'm not at the point to where I want to retire. I mean, if I retired, it's getting away from foolishness. To me, from what I'm used to, teachers retired when they reached a certain age, and then some people, you know, they kept on teaching years and years after their time had been reached, because for whatever reason, but sometimes because they just enjoyed it. It wasn't complicated, it wasn't a headache, you know, for them to do their job. But for me, it's becoming, I'm fighting to do my job. Y'all, am I through Rant? I hope so. Child, I was on the website last night looking for other jobs, and how come I just saw a job as a librarian at the school that I was at Friday? When I looked the other day, I didn't see it. Because I looked, it was just two schools. It was elementary, one here and one there. Neither one of them, first of all, I don't want to be an elementary librarian, because those are the gangsters I told y'all. Elementary librarians in this district, they are a part of the rotation. So when you have leaders who come from the elementary setting, they think everything runs the same, but what they need to have training, so that when you leave one type of setting, like if you come from elementary and going to secondary, like whether it's middle school, because middle school is different from high. You know, when you have elementary, there's no typically after school events. There's no football, there's no cheer. You might have like a little pom squad or something like that, but it's not intense. You go to school and you go home. And then it might be like parental things, like, you know, family nights and carnival nights, that type of kiddie stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. And it might be once every couple of months or something like that. Middle school, when you change over, let's say if I was an elementary administrator and I'm used to this setting, okay, all of this little kiddie stuff. And then, you know, at that point, you're getting them ready. When they get older in the 4th and 5th grade, you're getting them ready for middle school. You start, you know, oh, y'all going to middle school, you know, oh, you know, and then you get to middle school, they're there, and then so now you start to have activities like basketball, football, basketball, cheer, sports, baseball, softball, and some other stuff in between. And then they start changing classes. Now, most times in elementary, the lower grades, you have the same teacher. I don't know how it is now, but you have pretty much the same teacher that teaches all the coursework all day. And then they might get a break once or twice a week. Now, that's where it used to be when I worked at the first place. You would get a break once or twice a week. So when it was time to go to what they call exploratory, child, them teachers would be ready. But they teach all day, and they sign up for that, which is why I say they elementary teachers are some gangsters. You got them kids all day long. You're teaching all the subjects, and you get a break once or twice a week. Now, it might be different now, like I said, but when I was elementary, that's the way it was. And I tried that quickly. As soon as I got a chance, I got away from that because it was too much. And then I was doing both, because this particular school was 1 through 8. So Monday through Wednesday, I was elementary. Oh my God. Ooh, child. And then Thursday and Friday, I was secondary, which gave me a little breather to pretty much not do secondary, but still be working on elementary, because they checked out a lot of books. Child, it's a lot. And so middle school is supposed to be a flexible setting where students get to come to the library, you know, with a hall pass. But then you have to have teachers who are doing right. So if you got 800 kids, 800 kids can't be given a hall pass to come to the library. Common sense would tell me, let me call Miss Librarian on the phone, because the phone's in every room. Well, most folks, some of them got my phone number. Hey, or make a plan. I'm working on this project, and can I reserve some time for my students to come during my class period? At least let me know, give me a heads up. But I deal with all type of foolishness. You know, people kids, and it's a shame. Sometimes kids be sneaking out the classroom to get to the library to work on their projects or to check out a book. And then I'm annoyed because it's like, I wasn't expecting this on top of this, and I'm working on this. I got this going on. You know, it's like nobody ever stopped to ask me what's going on or how can I help you. And child, on another thing, hey Pearl, I loaned somebody something that belongs to me that I purchased with my money. It had painted for the school, and when I left, it was gonna go with me. So I loaned them to somebody, and if you're watching, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is why I become the way that I am, because you cannot loan people things no more. They want to, or something nice, or they want to steal it. That's what it feels like. You trying to hope that I forget that you got it, and then every time I ask about it, oh, I forgot. Oh, I left it. You a liar. You trying to steal my... Child, I had to edit all that out because I didn't realize that I was team 38 hot, okay? I don't like people to try to befriend me, because it's always, a lot of time, it looks like, what can I do for them? What can they get out of me? You get out of me what I let you get. and the person took the while I was out with FMLA. Now, we had discussed it. They wanted to borrow them for their, and I'm like, my God, why don't your cousin include that in the budget? But I'm like, okay, I trusted surface level, trusted this individual to do right. Now, every week I got to text him. Yesterday I text, oh, did you remember to get my thing from? I'll get them this week. They're going to get. See, that's my fault for investing my own money in something. But once again, that don't happen no more. You know, always trying to get your legs over. Always trying to go the extra to make sure that, but you know, it's over with, child. I'm telling you, when I tell you it's over with, I'm annoyed already. So I already know, I feel like when I get up in this today, it's gonna be chaos. I'm just so annoyed. Let me say this. When I went to go look at the place the other day, I did run into several of my former students, both boys, who, when they were in school, child, they were bad. And they probably still bad, but they done matured a little bit, and I see that somebody has gotten to them to where they are working, you know, making them get involved in doing things. That some people need to exert that energy, like they were helping to set up furniture and stuff like that, you know. And took one of them especially, they used to call him NBA because he was a good baller. He was part of an AAU thing, but he stayed in trouble. You know, stayed in trouble, stayed on the wrong page. You know what I'm saying? So when he saw me, he was like, oh, he told whoever, the principal or whoever, oh, this be my favorite teacher, be my favorite teacher. Nah, I don't know that, but I know he used to always tell him to watch his surroundings, watch his crowd. Did I tell you how I'm not feeling this already today? I already feel like, because the morning have been crazy. And now with my badge not working, then I got to stand at the door, ring the bell. You know, people take their time pushing the button, but you know what? It seems like they can, but they really can't rile me up. Still didn't work on the actual ceremony, because it was my personal time and I didn't feel like it. And it was dark. It felt unaccommodated. I felt like they did not consider me. My name was not nowhere on the program. Nowhere on the program. But yet still, they had me a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So Friday, I made sure that I came and clocked in, because some people said, oh, all they got to do is go straight to the venue. I'm like, I don't want no problem with this. Made sure that I took my hind parts over to the school and clocked in, and then went over to the place to get set up. Because what you're not going to do is mess with my regular money. You know. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.